How can a game with such hype have these numbers only after the first month? Howdy Shuckers, JobForALowell here. It's been 1 month since For Honor has dropped, and I wanted to put out a video giving my opinion on what I think is the state of this game in the future that it can hold for its players. Let's start off with giving the game some praise, because besides all the problems, it's a really well-made game. The single player is really well put together. They put time to the storyline. They didn't just give you something like they did with Titanfall, where you have a bunch of multiplayer games and they put a little screen in the corner and say, hey, this is the campaign, awesome. No, they didn't do that. They didn't skimp out. For Honor actually put time, they put cutscenes, they actually put animations into everything. And in my opinion, things like that are really important when it comes to these games, because when it dropped, I thought it was just going to be a typical multiplayer game, which even at that I wouldn't have had a problem with, but they didn't. They gave us that single player, which to me shows that they had plans on really expanding on the storyline with this, because if you play the storyline, you can understand it's kind of open-ended at the end of it. Something else I give them praise for is this is a brand new IP. They started everything from the ground up, the combat system, the storyline, the character creations. It's all day one. We don't have the sequels where they can take another character from somewhere else and bring it in. They did everything from the beginning, and in my opinion, they nailed it. Every character feels different. They look different. Each character, when you max them out, they look so cool. And especially with me, if my character looks cool, I get connected and it makes me want to play a lot. Hence the reason why I'm 10th Prestige with just a Berserker. Then you look at these numbers. You see 51,000 current active users in the first day of launch, and just today, not even 8,000 people playing this game. Why is that? How come people almost drop this game in a matter of 30 days? When if you think about it, that was $60 that people invested into this. How could they drop it so quick? A lot of people like to put the blame on bad character balance or the netcode. I personally disagree. I personally think it has to do with the fact that this is a fighting game. I don't care what anybody has to tell me. This is a fighting game 150%, and they did not treat it as if it's a fighting game. But you're asking yourself, who cares if it's a fighting game? It doesn't make a difference. But it does. If you've ever played a fighting game, you can understand things can be overpowered. Now, I know a lot of people are assuming that I'm talking about the Valkyrie. I'm not talking about the Valkyrie. I'm talking about the fact that when you do nerf characters or you buff characters in these patches, they focus on the community. Because when you play with the community, you're playing with a lot of people who are brand new at this game. All that the publishers are seeing is that, oh wow, everyone's complaining that the Valkyrie is not doing any damage. Oh, everyone's saying that the Conqueror is blocking too much or blah blah blah. So they just immediately focus on the things that people are complaining about, which I don't blame them. Wouldn't you in that situation? You're trying to keep everybody happy. You want to keep people playing this game. You gotta understand, you drop $60 to play a fighting game, alright? And when you go in there, you have, say, 20 hours into a character, and you still keep getting mauled by the same characters over and over again, not because it's a bad matchup, just because there's things that you can't block. There are certain block strings that are just too fast for you to react to. It's really, really irritating. Now that leads me to my next point, the learning curve in this game. I've put a lot of time into the Berserker. Like I said, I'm at a 10th Prestige with just this character, because she is the only character that I've used. There isn't anything that I cannot do with her. It took me a lot of time to calm down and not mash buttons. Not a lot of people can deal with that. If you're constantly going into games racking up losses, even the bots, because in my opinion the bots in this game are almost harder than the actual players. So you try a new character, but it still doesn't change because you really haven't learned the mechanics of the game. It's pretty demoralizing. It makes you want to never touch this game ever again. I don't blame them. I used to play Marvel vs. Capcom, and I would get my shit pushed in 80% of the time. Only reason I stuck with it is because I love comic characters and I got to play as Ghost Rider, which was awesome. But I'm a different case. Not everybody wants to constantly deal with loss after loss after loss after loss after loss. It sucks. Which is why I felt like if they kind of promoted this game to the fighting game community a little bit more, it would have gotten a lot more attention and there would still be a lot more people playing it. We're used to constantly getting our ass kicked. We know that if we go into any game with a new character, chances are we're going to get our shit pushed in a lot in the very beginning because we don't know. It's really hard for someone who wants to be good at this game to truly admit that they don't know or that they're not good yet, because everybody wants to be the best they could possibly be. And if you're going in there and you're constantly getting comboed by Lawbringers, it just infuriates you to the point where, oh, I'm not bad, it's just the character's broken and I can't deal with that. Which brings me to my final point, the community. I've dealt with a lot of trolls. When you lose in a lot of fighting games, people like to tell you how bad you are, which sometimes it's good for you. It kind of brings you down, especially when you start riding pretty high in these clouds, when you're playing with a lot of people that you beat constantly. You get humbled when it comes to that one person that could just roll in there, kick your ass really quick, and then go about his way. As prevalent as it may be in other fighting games, I don't think I've ever dealt with more trash talking than I do with in For Honor. People will let you know on a daily basis that you are a piece of shit because you threw them off a map, or you threw them into the geyser, or your guard broke too many times. It just seems like that if you beat the person for some way or another, it was completely dishonorable, and you should be aware that you're a pile of shit for that. And after the 10th message, as fun as it might be to get the first and the second one, because it's like, hey, I got you mad, I got your number, blah blah blah, it gets a little annoying knowing that everybody thinks you're a pile of shit just because you're playing a video game as the way it's intended. Don't get me wrong, I've dealt with plenty of people that are really good people in this game. I'm friends with a couple of pages on Facebook that actually put tournaments together for everyone in there so everyone can just have a good time. That was a great experience. Nobody talked shit in that. Everyone just played. If you lost, you got a message saying good game. If you won, you got a message saying good game. It was just a great time. Games need that. If everybody's focusing on being number one, you get all these alphas. And when you have a game like For Honor where it's literally cutting people's heads off, you try to be the alpha male. And when you have 800 alphas and a pack of 801, there's gonna be problems. Now when it comes to the future, in my opinion, it's pretty bleak. That is only because of the netcode in this game. I haven't had many problems when it comes to connection. I don't know if that's just because of my internet or what. Maybe it's because I'm on Xbox. I'm not sure. Regardless, everybody complains that the netcode is horrible, that everybody's dropping games, and even though I'm not experiencing it, I'm seeing people where it's happening to them. I can understand why everyone would bail out on that. Nobody wants to deal with a match that you're 3/4 done, it drops, you get no experience, you get no gear. That's a solid 10 minutes wasted. Now, give me your opinion on that, but that's unacceptable. Especially with the amount of money that Ubisoft is getting, they should put the time and the effort into that. And it seems like that they are, which I give them a lot of credit for. It's not easy. You're literally, people are complaining about wasting their time, and they have to do it because this is their product. But that's the whole thing. It's their product. They have to do it. And if people aren't happy with it, they're gonna leave. And in my opinion, at this rate, before the DLCs even come out, there's probably gonna be like 2,000, 3,000 people playing, and I'm not gonna lie, I don't think I'm gonna be one of them. I put a lot of time into this game, and it doesn't seem like I'm getting anywhere, or is anybody else getting anywhere. Who knows? Maybe when the characters drop, things will be different. They'll have a bunch of new patches out. They'll see things are changing. I'll come back. I loved For Honor. This was so much fun. I spammed the hell out of this game, and I'll do it again if it's worth it. Because in my opinion right now, I don't see this lasting much longer, and I'm not about to put another 20 hours into the game, which no one is going to play. So please give me your opinion on the situation. Like, dislike, subscribe, anything. Just give me some kind of attention. Let me know what's going on. Let me know what you think. Are you going to keep playing this game? I don't think it's going to happen much more for me. I'll see what the other people I play with have to say, because I mean, we play a lot of stuff. We really enjoy For Honor. We don't want to stop, but if things keep going the way it is, it's just creating more salt than it really is helping. So thank you for watching this video. Again, like, subscribe, share, all that hunky-dory fun stuff. If I stop playing For Honor, I'll still have this page going. I'm going to put a bunch of different videos for a bunch of different games, so Please subscribe for a good time, and as usual, shuck 'em up, shuck 'em out.